सीते देवी नमः। ओम निषदिना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः। मांग सिंदूर विराजत धिको मृद मद को। ओ मांग सिंदूर विराजत धिको मृद मद को। उज्ज्वल से दौनैना चंद्र बदन लिख। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। हो मैया जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। अम्बे कनक समान कलेवर रतांबर राजे। ओ कनक समान कलेवर रतांबर राजे। रस पुष्प गलमाला करतार साजे। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। हो मैया जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। ग्लोरी सार शक्ति दुर्गा देवी। के हरिवाहन राजत करक परधारी। ओ के हरिवाहन राजत करक परधारी। सुर नर मुनि जन सेवत इनके दुखाट। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। हो मैया जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। शुंभ निशुंभ विधारे महिषासुर गाती। ओ शुंभ निशुंभ विधारे महिषासुर गाती। धूम्र विलोचन नैना निषिद्ध मदमाती। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। हो मैया जय अम्बे गौरी मैया, जय श्यामा गौरी। नमः धूम दुर्गाय नमः धूम दुर्गाय नमः धूम दुर्गाय नमः। श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। आसरी जी सब लोग तरह सौती कर सीट्स। On this beautiful night, my dear friends, on behalf of the members of this wonderful family, we'd like to take this golden opportunity to welcome each and everyone. We say aapko swagat aur namaskar karta hu sab log. To all the devotees who've come to join with us on this beautiful night where we begin the first night of our Devi Yagya, we say swagatam and a special Jai Sita Ram to all. As we begin this night as well, we'd like to especially welcome Bhaiji Hazari. Once more, blessings to you, Bhaiya. To my wonderful brother Pandit, once more, Pandit Randi Bhaiya, a blessing to be in company for these most beautiful 5 sessions where we dedicate ourselves to Devi Mata. To all other Pandits and Sadhus who are here, we say Namaskaram. To the members of the Celestial Gandharvas, members of my wonderful group, we extend Bhagwan's blessings to you all. And also on this divine night, we take this golden opportunity to welcome all those who are tuned in via YouTube, Facebook, Tolu Solokton on Vision 2, photo and video production, Kavita ji, and to the entire team, we say Namaskar. And to all those who've traveled from far and near, friends, devotees, well-wishers, loved ones, we say Namaskar and a special welcome to this beautiful night of devotion. At this time, without further ado, without wasting any time, let us all sit upright. Let us close our eyes so that we can begin our invocation mantras, where we pray to the Divine Lord for health and strength and happiness, where we pray for success and we pray for all the good things that we want in our life. For when you begin a yagya, you're inviting the deities to guide you, to guide us all on the right path. We begin with Omkar 3 times. महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दुर्गारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु सरस्वती रूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः ॐ दुम दुर्गाय नमः ॐ दुम दुर्गाय नमः ॐ दुम दुर्गाय नमः हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Om Namo Narayanaya Namaha Om Shri Govindaya Namaha Om Namah Shivaya. We're about to begin this beautiful night with the Shri Hanuman Chalisa, my dear friends. And as we worship our Lord, that most powerful form, we join in chants to the divine personality. First we begin the 40 verses of Shri Hanuman Chalisa. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Guru Charana Sarojar Jar Nijamana Mukur Sudha Varna Raghuvar Vimala Jasu Jodaya Kupal Jar Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumira Pavan Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Dehu Muhi Harahu Kalesha Vikar Ram Diya Ram Diya Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Jai Hanuman Jnana Gun Sagar Jai Kapit Divlok Ujagar Ramaduta Tulsa Baladhama Anjani Putra Pavan Sitana Mahavir Vikaram Bajarangi Kumati Nivat Sumati Ke Sangi Kachana Varan Viraj Suvesa Kanana Kundala Sukita Kesa Atavajra Dvaja Virajai Kandhe Munj Jane Bhutaj Shankar Suvana Kesari Nandan Ija Pratapa Mahajagavandan Vidyavan Guniyati Chatur Ramakaj Karibe Ko Atur Prabhu Charitra Surbe Ko Rasiya Ram Lakan Sita Mana Basiya Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai धरि सिय हित कावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर शिवर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सवदन तुम रोज सगावे अस कैसरी पाटी कंठ लगावे कनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद शारद सहित अहिष यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि को विद कह सके कहाते तुमो पुकार सुग्रीव ही की राम मिलाय राज पर दीना राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम एवरीबॉडी बोलो ओम श्री हनुमते नमः नासय रोग हरय सब पीरा जपति निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान चुरावै प्रक्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै अमित जीवन पल पावै चारों युग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियार साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दाता सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाए जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाए और देवता चित्त न डरहि हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई जुदई बंदी महासुख होई जो यहाँ पर हनुमान चलीसा हुई सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा राम सिया राम जय जय राम 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 राम सिया जय जय राम सिया जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम पावन तनय संकट हरना मंगला मूर्तिरो राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभु पावन सुध हनुमान Bajrangbali ki. I want to hear everybody tonight. Bajrangbali ki. Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki. On this beautiful night, my dear friends, we've come to join on this the first night of our 5 nights of Devi Yagya. And when we speak of Devi Yagya, it is said Devi Mata is very auspicious in many ways and many forms. When people worship the Divine Lord, when people worship the deities, we always believe that when you speak of a Devi, we are only speaking of Durga Mata, Lakshmi Mata, Saraswati Devi, or different names and forms. But tonight, we'll understand that the feminine aspect in this world, a female in this world, is known to be a spark of the Divine Mother, Shakti Maya. It is said to every woman we come in contact with, to every girl child we come in contact with, every Kanya we see in the world, a spark of Devi awakens in each and every one of them. And in our message tonight, as we will reinforce it with our Katha, we join in this beautiful chant to the Divine Lord first. Today is dedicated to Bhagwan Gopal, Shri Krishna. Only yesterday we had completed the Adhik Maas or the Purushottam Maas. But today, as we begin with worship to glorify our Lord, we sing all together. Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda Hari Narayana Hari Om Hari Keshava Hari Govinda Hari Narayana Hari Om. So everybody all together tonight. Shri Vrindavan Bihari Radha Ki Jai. With one voice. Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda Hari Narayana Hari Om Hari Keshava Hari Govinda Hari Narayana Hari Om. Everybody bolo Jai Govinda. Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda Hari Narayana Hari Om Hari Keshava Hari Govinda Hari Narayana Hari Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. बनवाले मुरली धारे गोवर्धन गिरिवर धारे. Everybody bolo. बनवाले मुरली धारे गोवर्धन गिरिवर धारे. नित्य नित्य कर्मा कन चोरे गोपी मनहारी. नित्य नित्य कर्मा कन चोरे गोपी मनहारी. Hari Sundara Nanda Mukunda Hari Narayana Hari Om Hari Keshava Hari Govinda Hari Narayana Hari Om. आओ रे गाओ रे गोकुल के प्यारे. गाओ रे नाचो रे रास रचायो रे. हरि सुंदर नंद मुकुंदा हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि केशव हरि गोविंदा हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि नारायण हरि ओम हरि नारायण हरि ओम. Everybody with one voice. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna. Everybody bolo Krishna Krishna Hare. Very nice. One more time by yourself, and I'm helping you. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, Hare, Rama Rama, Hare, Hare, Rama Rama, Hare. It is said many years ago in our scripture, there lived a wonderful guru, a brahmana. But he was such a brahmana who tried to live a good life, but no matter how much he tried, it is said every time he would make a decision, every time he would do something, it so happened he would always make the wrong choice or the wrong decision. The scripture speaks of the brahmana who makes a wrong choice. But in life, even we too sometimes can make a wrong choice, not so? When you perform an action, sometimes people tell you, hey, you know what? I like what you do. You did something well. It doesn't have to be brahmana, it doesn't have to be a king, it doesn't have to be somebody who has money or wealth, or maybe you have or maybe you don't. But sometimes we think we use our discretion to do something, and maybe it is right according to us, but sometimes it's not necessarily right. In the eyes of the world, it may be wrong. Or maybe we will try to do our best, and it may not be the best for the world, that the outcome may not be as we expected it to be. But the brahmana was one who had a very bad lifestyle from a very young age. And then one day he became older, and there he was struck by the power of what we call karma. You see, karma, that word karma in today's world, is something that I want everybody to take a moment to just analyze in your life. Every single thing you do will come back to either bless you or haunt you. Whether if it's today, whether if it's 10 years from now, whether if it's in the other lifetime, every single thing that you do will come back in some way or the other, good or bad. Think before you act. Allow your actions to be of something that is value. Life is filled with morals, values, ethic, character, your personality, something that is good. And if you cannot keep up moral, value, character, and something that is good, then what is life? The brahmana lives a life where he became married and he lives in a home. Out of the good deeds that he has, it so happened that the devatas blessed him with a pious and a divine wife. A dullahin that will stand on his side and a dullahin that will protect him. To those whose wives will stand on your side and protect you, you have a pious wife, a divine wife, a celestial wife. Many times, according to the scripture, it is said the brahmana was one who lived the good life. He had a good wife standing on his side. But you know what? Due to his karma, his body was filled with sickness, leprosy, illness, pain. His entire body was filled with pain. In his life, no matter what he did, as he was getting to the older stage of life, his body was filled with pain and he didn't know what to do. Have you ever wondered, like when you get pain in your body, where it comes from? Sometimes you go to the doctor and the doctor says, well, I don't know, you better check your pondit. And then you come by the pondit and say, no, I've gone by the doctor having a back pain so long, and the doctor say, everything looking good, so check the pondit. So pondit, what you say? Pondit, what you tell them? Give them job. And then you go by the pondit and he advises you, probably maybe a gra, maybe some spiritual imbalance is taking place, maybe something negative, maybe your chakras are polluted or they're filled with some negative energy that you got or you attracted when you went somewhere, or something bad may be taking place. Well, let me tell you, karma has a way of bringing every single thing in your life. Karma brings the pain that you have. When you have a pain, it didn't happen by guess. Karma brings that pain. Karma brings problems when it comes to a financial issue in your life. If you're having problems with money, then check up on yourself. You need to do a prayer or some worship to break a barrier of karma. If you're having problems on a job, there's some blockage that is there between probably you and your boss or something that is working alongside. And maybe you need to check the karma part of it. Today, karma is everything. And as a brahmana, while he prays to God, he's praying to Prabhu. Have you ever prayed so much and when you're praying, problems still come in? And you say, but every day I'm praying and problem coming. Why? Because karma has its part to play. He prays to God and he questions, Bhagwan, but why me? Why am I going through so much? And the answers come really fast, Let me tell you what the answers come. What am I doing so bad that I have pain in my body? Bhagwan, I'm a Brahman and I pray. How come I get in pain? And then the wife came 5 minutes after and she says, you okay? Let me squeeze your foot. And while squeezing the foot, he raises his voice and he yells at her. We don't see the little things we do sometimes that could create a karma. But when karma builds up, problem comes. Listen to this beautiful line. Sababhanti sada sukadaya ho, dukha durgana nashana hare ho. Pratipal karo sagare jag ko, atishaya karuna udhare ho. All together we join. मातु सहायक स्वामी सका तुम ही एक नाथ हमारे हो. होली है हम ही तुम की हमारे शुद्ध नहीं बिसरे. होली है हम ही तुमको ही हमारे शुद्ध नहीं बिसारे हो. उपकारण को कुछ नंत नहीं चिन्ह ही चिन्ह हो विसारी. मातु सहायक स्वामी सका तुम ही एक नाथ हमारे हो. So this Sati Brahmana says, I pray to God every single day, but you know what is going wrong? The karma that he's building, it is coming from the little things that he do. When you yell at somebody, bad karma come in. How many people get yelled at very often? How many people yell at people often? When you raise your voice to somebody and you hurt somebody's feeling, karma come in right after. A guru saying, I pray in day and night. How come Bhagwan giving me pain in my body? Because he's yelling at his wife every single time. Every time he raises his voice to his wife, something shook a little more. Karma is something that is different. Today, my dear friends, in our message, it is said that while the guru wants to know, while the brahmana wants to know what is wrong, it is the little things like raising your voice at somebody. It is the little things that like yelling at someone. It is the little things like thinking negative of the people in your life that allows all these problems to come. And today, while he's in more pain, it agitates him. So while he's in more pain, what do? When you're in more pain and you're more agitated, you yell more. Not thinking that it is the root of the problem that you're experiencing. So she's squeezing the back. And when she squeezes and she presses, she says, ow, why don't you leave it alone? I'm fed up of you. Have you ever told anybody you're fed up of them? Never tell people you're fed up of them. Because one day what goes around, one day somebody could come and tell you they're fed up of you. What will you do then? Today, Bhaktas, listen. There's something called being grateful and there's something called being ungrateful. Baba Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai said to the world, gratitude is a blessing and being ungrateful is a sin. How many people are grateful and how many people are ungrateful? Don't look at nobody tonight. Just think about it. Being ungrateful creates sins in your life. It is time that sometimes we stop to turn to people and say, hey, you know what? I appreciate you. Tonight, if you're sitting next to somebody you know, and maybe this morning you had an argument, just turn to them and say, hey, I appreciate you. Sorry. If you had an argument, if you raised your voice at somebody earlier today or earlier in your week and it's running through your mind and you're uncertain as to how to say and how to do it, right now, clear all the debts right there so you don't get no pain, so you don't have any illness, so the karma doesn't bring problems. Say, hey, I apologize. I appreciate you. Gratitude is a blessing. Tell the people in your life you appreciate them. We might say action speaks louder than words. I buy something for them last week. It is not about what you buy and what you give. Use your words and say, hey, I appreciate you. Maharaja Mahamahima तुम्हारे समझे बिरले बुढ़वारे महाराज महामहिमा तुम्हारे समझे बिरले बुधवारे शुभ शांति निकेतन प्रेम निधि मन मंदिर के पुजारे When you clap tonight, that's good deeds going in the karma. And when you sit down like this tonight, well, when your hands start to hurt, don't ask me about it after. Everybody. Jai Ho! पितुमातु सहायक स्वामी सका तुम ही एक नाथ हमारे हो. It is said, my dear friends, as brahmana he could be. Have you ever wondered why some great saints at the end of their life or when they're coming close to the end, they're still suffering and you say, but I thought they're praying all day and every day of their life I know them praying. Karma catches up with you no matter who you are. You could be how big, you could be how small. Karma catches up with you. Clear your paths, do good things, speak to people nice, give a helping hand, do a good deed. It is a time in the world where we are in the dark age of Kali Yuga and every good deed that you do will count like a coin in the bank account of your life. Today, while the Guru is having all his problems, he's having a bad temper because he's having pain in his body. So every time his Dulahin comes and she squeezes on the back and he say, ow. He look at her and he say, why you do that for? Get out of here. I'm fed up with you. Get out of here. She says, but I'm only trying to help you. But she loves her husband dearly. And she will squeeze his feet. And she will try her best to make sure he's fine. While he's in pain, he lies down one day. And he sees her rubbing his foot. He says, I want to tell you something. I know I can't walk much anymore. My body's filled with pain. But you know what will be nice? I wish I could have gone to the mandir down the road and pray. I wish I could have gone and pick my own hands and put it together and just say Om Namah Shivaya maybe. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. I'll tell you, do you know how many people sometimes call me from the hospital and say, Panditji, I look at the satsang last night, it was real good. Don't worry, the day I could walk again, I come in. You think that day will reach? I hear people call me sometimes and they say, you know what, last week I get an accident. I was coming in here, but I get an accident, so I couldn't come. But don't worry, the minute I come out of the hospital, I will see you. And you don't see them for years after. Don't wait until a problem comes. And then you say, Lord, I will do it if you bless me. Don't bargain with God. Lord, if you make me walk again, I will go to the yajna. Lord, if you give me back my speech or give me back the blessing that I wanted, or when money come back, then I'll start to go back to the yajna. You don't bargain with God. You make every effort of your life to pray. Life is about prayer. We will accomplish many things in the world, but accomplishing is not the basis of life. It is not the foundation of life, because you will have everything and you will leave everything right here too. Today, it is said when the brahmana sits there, he says, Dulahin, you know something? I know I'm always angry with you, but I wish I could go to the mandir and pray. And she says, really? So if I take you, you'll pray? And he starts to sing, yeah, listen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Imagine he on a bed and he can't move and he's singing. And always sit down here with all energy and always talking like all on our bed. Gajananda Swami ki, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ronald Mia here, you're in the back there. Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare. And she looked at him and she says, you know what? You look like you're determined. You look like you're determined to pray. You know what? I will do something for you. Since you're looking so determined, I will do something. When our mother in this home was about to do the yajna, to those who know her well, you ask her afterwards. When you want to do a yajna, to those who've done it, Bhaiji Narayan is here, to devotees who remember the entire Ramprasad family who were there recently. How much obstacles do you get in your life when you tell people, I want to do a yajna? How much problems do you get in your life when you tell people, I want to pray? Just put it so simple. I want to have our prayers. Well, you know, we're busy that week, eh? We won't be here. Nobody asks you for help yet, eh? But everybody have everything cut out in their life already. How much obstacles do you get in your life when you tell people, I want help to do something for our prayers? I want somebody just help me get the leave. I don't have pani for my home. Anybody knows what I have, eh? But that week I'm real busy. How much obstacles do you get when you have to pray? Today, the brahmana can't walk out of karma and he wants to pray. And you know what Dulehin say? Well, it doesn't matter that every time I come and I help you, you tell me you're fed up of me. Listen what I will do. I'm a woman and I'm strong. I'm strong-willed and I'm strong physically because I've been taking care of you. I will lift you from the bed and I will bring you into the hall so I could feed you. Here's what. I will throw you on my back and if I have to take you to the mandir, that is my love for you. Which wife here tonight, if your husband say, bring him to the yajna, you go throw him on your back. And bring him to the yajna if you have to. Think about that. She says, I will do what it takes. He says, really? So you'll take me? So you don't dislike me because I always tell you I'm fed up of you? No. I'm doing my duty as a Dulehin. And with my duty and love and dedication for you, if you want to go, I will take you. He got lucky that day to have a Dulehin who will stand on his side. How many wives stand on the side of their husband? How many wives stands on the side of their husband to help them? And how many wives stands on the side of their husband to pull them down? Think about that. If your wife supports you, love her. If your wife pulls you down, then think as to what kind of life and karma that you've created upon yourself. We are supposed to work together. We are supposed to unite together. When we speak about pulling down in a wife and a husband, we were growing up hearing that a wife mustn't call the husband by the name. Isn't that so? So what are you supposed to call your husband? Huh? Dudu? More like Dodu. It is said every time the wife calls the husband by the name, you cut down his lifespan a little bit. You know that? Devi Bhagavatam says it. And every time the husband calls the wife by her name, he cuts down her lifespan a little bit. So I remember Guruji used to always say, to some of the wives who love their husband, they will never call him by the name. They will call him something nice. To some of the wives who don't like their husband, they will sit with the mala and call his name whole day. You want to cut the lifespan? Whole day you call his name. Today, friends, this brahmana says, I'm lucky to have you. You'll really take me? Yes, I'll take you. Well, if you'll take me, then clean me up and prepare me. Because I think I'm ready to go. I want to go to the mandir. And I want to get the blessings of the Divine Lord. And while he's preparing to go to the mandir, Dulehin, she lifts him. She puts him on her shoulder. And she's about to walk out the doorway. And while she's about to walk out the doorway, she steps out of the doorway and she has to balance well because he's heavy. And listen what will take place. She's about to walk out the doorway. And there are few brahmanas who are waiting to beg on the outside. And she's lifting him on his shoulder and she's walking out gradually. And he starts to call out for God. Who is he calling out? Listen. Rama ho Rama re, Poole mat jana. Lord, today I'll get to offer a flower for you. Poole mat jana. Teri Ayodhya chor ke. Poole mat jana means don't go. He says today the world doesn't want me to go. I am going because my wife supports me. When the wife supports the husband, you will prosper. You will keep moving forward. But when the wife doesn't support, the whole home crumbles. Listen. Rama ho Rama re, Poole mat jana, Teri Ayodhya chor ge. फूल लाया फल लाया तेरे लिए, फूल लाया फल लाया तेरे लिए। फूल लाया फल लाया तेरे लिए, फूल लाया फल लाया तेरे लिए। तुझको चराऊंगा वापस न जाऊंगा, तुझको चराऊंगा वापस न जाऊंगा, तेरी अयोध्या छोड़ के। It is said in life that you must always associate yourself with the right company, with the right people who will help you, and not the people that will pull you down. Have you ever associated with somebody, or have you ever had a good friend, or a best friend, or somebody you consider, or maybe your own brother, or maybe your sister, and you say, you know what, I wish one day I could go somewhere. And they don't stick, they say, hey, you want to go there? Organize, check the date, check the time. Let's go. And have you ever tried telling somebody, you know, I feel I could go down there because I really, I always hear about it and I wish I could go. And even if you start the talk, they change the topic one time. Do you associate yourself with the people who will support you? Or do you associate yourself with the people who don't like to hear of your good days? There are people, when they hear about your good days, they're ready to pull you down because they're envious. And there are people, when they hear about your good and your bad, they will stand to support you, because life is about working together, united as one family, united as brothers and sisters, working together to make it happen and make it work. That is one of the problems of today's world. Not too many people know to work together. We are always fighting one another. I must have more than you and you shouldn't have more than me. I must be able to live better than you and you should stay right there. If you ask me to do something, well, you know what? I don't want to tell you because that's my, my secret. We live in a world where people are too much to themselves and nobody wants to help the people of the world. That is why we can never progress and move further. Today he has a wish and a desire, and his wife says, I will fulfill that desire for you. You do a test and you test the people in your life and tell somebody, you know what, I feel like eating something. I feel like doing something. And see who is going to help you and see who is going to turn away from you. Know who your friends are. एक लाया पात्र लाया तेरे लिए, एक लाया पात्र लाया तेरे लिए. Everybody बोलो. एक लाया पात्र लाया तेरे लिए, एक लाया पात्र लाया तेरे लिए. तुझको चराऊंगा वापस न जाऊंगा, मंदिर बनाऊंगा वापस न जाऊंगा, तेरी अयोध्या छोड़ के. रामा हो रामा रे फूल मत जाना, तेरी अयोध्या छोड़ के. ओ तेरी अयोध्या छोड़ के, ओ तेरी अयोध्या. वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की. We live in a world that is filled with ignorance. We live in a world that is filled with jealousy. Your own brother doesn't want to see you do good. Your own spouse, when she sees you bring in a little money, she says, he didn't share it. Next time you go fall. Your own companion, the closest people to you, will cut you down. We live in a world where sometimes you don't even know who to trust. That is society today. Today our husband says to his wife, I wish I could go to the mandir and pray. And she says, really? Okay, let's go. If I have to take you on my shoulder, I will take you. And when she says that, she throws him on her shoulder and she starts to walk. And she opens the door. And when she walks outside, there are many people standing in a line because people have come to beg. There are many holy men. There are brahmanas, there are gurus, there are sons, there are mahants. People are begging. And while they're begging now, she's trying to angle to walk outside. So she has him on the shoulder. And while she's turning, all of a sudden, his foot hits a brahmana. And when the foot hits the brahmana, the guru stood there. And he looked at him and he says, you hit me with your foot. And she turned around. And she says, oh, please forgive me. My husband is not well. His body is filled with pain. please, maaf kijiye. And while she's begging, the Guru says, no, so you could have watched where you were walking. Your husband foot kicked me. For that, I'll tell you something. You should never let anybody kick a Guru or kick a brahmana. For that, by tomorrow morning, the moment the sun rises, your husband will die. What kind of temper do people have sometimes to tell us the things that they actually tell us? Think about it. When you become angry in your house and you tell people, I wish I never see you again, what puts that there? What anger builds within yourself that when something goes wrong, you look at the closest people, you tell somebody you love them this morning, and you get angry tonight and you say, I hate you. What anger is infused there? What personalities do we have to allow us to think and to be like that? Listen, my friends, it is said today, when the foot kicked the Guru, he says, by tomorrow morning before the sunrise, your husband will not die. You want to kick me? I'm a Guru. Your husband will die. And she starts to beg, please, please. No, don't take it that way. We grow up knowing that you mustn't kick anybody, not so? We teach our children not to kick anybody. We see a child at the age of 2 walking by, and if you play a game and he get angry and he kick you, stop him right and say, hey, you must not raise your foot for nobody. You must never raise your hand for nobody. It is like the child who's 5 years old or 3 years old, and while you're hugging up your own child, your child take hand and hit you in the face, and he said, no, leave him now, he's only 3. And the same child, when you reach 20, and he say, come, and he crack you one, you say, no. What you say that time? Somebody talk to him. You teach them when they are young. How they say, you groom the tree while it's young. You nip it in the bud. When you grow in tomato plant and it starts to bend, what do you do? What you put? Jaki. Not stick, jaki. You prop it up well. You make sure the tree goes straight. You teach your children from young what is right and what is wrong. Not to kick, not to raise your voice, not to yell, not to use bad words. Correct them while they are young. To those who don't know, to those who play music, you never let your foot hit an instrument. You never let your foot kick an instrument. You never let your foot kick a drum or a dantal or a majira, whatever it may be. You never let your foot hit these things. When you're doing puja, you don't let your foot hit the bedi or kick the bedi. In turn, that is respect for your culture and your dharma. If you're walking by mistake and your foot hits somebody, in India, what they do is they bow to that person's feet. It could be who? They bow and they say, sorry, maaf kijiye. You know why? Because you don't want to get the karma of that afterwards. You bow to show your respect. You bow to show your humility. You bow to show that you want to give up whatever ego you had to say, I am sorry, I bow, maaf kijiye. Don't put karma on me. That is why we use a jandi in our puja. Why? Nowadays, people put up the jandi with what? What is it with they put up now? Metal rod, I see they're reeling it up so. Hanuman flags going up like this. Why do you use the bamboo? Because it symbolizes humility. When the bamboo reaches a certain height, as tall as it goes into the skies, it starts to bend. The taller you reach in life and the higher you achieve and you go, always remember to bend. Always remember to be humble. Always remember to show humility and respect for the people in your life. The people around you. That is why we use a bamboo, because it has significance. Today, Bhaktas, when the foot had kicked down, this Guru, he says to the wife, he says to her, today I will tell you, your husband kicked me. I don't want to have it by mistake. By tomorrow morning before the sunrise, your husband will not die. She said, what? My husband will die? I live for my husband. How will my husband die? I'm telling you, I'm sorry on his behalf. Please, maaf kijiye na. And he says, my hand hurt me when he kicked me. It's okay. Go. By tomorrow he will die. Go. And she begs and she begs. And while she's begging, she says, what kind of world do we live in today where people live by do for do? You do me something, I will not do you back. People live like that. What kind of world do we live in today that when people harm us, sometimes we don't even take the apology? We live in a world of ignorance. Listen. आज अंधेरे में है हम इंसान, ज्ञान का सूरज भगवन राह दिखारे. What kind of world are we living in today? It says use the light of your knowledge to show the world what is right and what is wrong. But until we live in a world where people just want to spite people. Do for do. You want to do for me? Don't worry, one day I'll come back for you. Don't live in ignorance. Don't live with an ignorant mind. Rise above the troubles of the world. Live and share a light of love with the people in your life and the people around you. It is not about fighting. Teach brothers today that sometimes mistakes do happen. Teach brothers that even if a problem takes place, it doesn't mean that you hate one another for life. Mend it, fix it, speak, work it out. That is what life is about. Life is about creating a divine experience, not standing up and playing man. Life is about creating a divine experience to enjoy the little time that you have in this world. It is taking the divinity of the universe and allowing it to be filled with the experiences and the moments of life. बत करहे हमरा अधिकारे भगवन राह दिखारे कदम कदम पर किरण विचारे भगवन किरण विचारे कदम कदम पर किरण विचारे भगवन किरण विचारे इन कियन को प्रभु करारे इन कियन को प्रभु करारे ज्योति से पहचान ज्योति से पहचान बोलो आज अंधेरे. Everybody bolo Jai Govinda. हम तो है संतान तिहारे प्रभु संतान तिहारे. How do you create a heavenly experience on the earth? Have you ever heard this saying? We are human beings creating a heavenly experience on the earth. How do you do it? Love your family. Hug your children tight. Hold on to your husband. Hold on to your wife. Hold on to the people who stand for you. Love them. Because when you have nice moments, it becomes heavenly. Everybody has the up and down. Everybody has a bad moment here and there. Everybody becomes agitated from time to time. It is part of life and part of who we are. But it doesn't mean that you rid yourself of the people in your life when things don't go the way you want it to go. Sit, speak, work it out, communicate. It is all that life is based on. हम तो है संतान तिहारे प्रभु संतान तिहारे तेरी दया के हम अधिकारे प्रभु है हम अधिकारे तेरी दया के हम अधिकारे प्रभु है हम अधिकारे हमारे दुनिया होवे सुखी हमारे ऐसा दे वरदान ऐसा दे वरदान आज अंधेरे में है very powerful. Have you ever heard that with your words you can make things happen? It's called willing things to happen. What you say can manifest either for the good, either for the bad. You ever see somebody look at somebody and say you should fall down, and 2 minutes after they fall down? We call that. We call that goat mouth. Yeah, boy. How many people have goat mouth? Well, you wouldn't admit, but how many people you know have goat mouth? You could do so. While traveling to Guyana, we were trying to enlighten some devotees. So I asking, anybody know about goat mouth? They say, no, we don't know about goat mouth. But people who claim to say something and it happens, they call it black tongue. Which one song was? Black tongue. That means when they say it, it happens. Today, friends, it is said while this wife starts to feel hurt, my husband is going to die tomorrow. If you know that your husband is going to die tomorrow, what will you do today? If you know that your child is going to die tomorrow, what will you do? If you know that your spouse, your loved one, your mother, your father, they're going to die tomorrow, what will you do? She says, no, please don't do that. Please don't shrap my home so that I will lose my husband. And that guru, he turned away and he says, go, just go. By tomorrow. Don't worry, just go. You want to kick me? Go ahead. By tomorrow. And she starts to walk. And while she's walking, she looks up at the skies and the stars. She looks up everywhere. And she says, today, as an honest wife, I haven't done anything wrong. I'm doing everything on my part as a divine Devi to protect my husband. And today, my husband will die before sunrise. Lords of the skies. And she puts her hands together. And she called out to Surya Narayan Swami, when you will rise, my husband will die. Well, listen, and she put her hands together, and her eyes are filled with tears, but she keeps it in. And with faith, she says, Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha. Bolo. Tat Savitur Varenyam. Diyo Yona. You ever see a woman angry? You ever see a woman angry? When a woman angry, what to do? What to do? It's speed like that. You run, everybody pack up and you get out of here. Not yet, I wait for a reminder done. As nice as the energy of a mother, a sister, a woman could be, when she angry, I tell you, Jai Narayan, yes? She became so angry. Lord Surya didn't do anything, The sun god didn't do anything. The sun god is innocent. But you know what? If he were to rise, husband will not die. She looks up into the skies and she chants, Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Surya Narayan Swami, I as a pious, powerful woman, a devotee of Adi Shakti, I am commanding you, you will never rise tomorrow because my husband will never die. And Lord Surya, he looks at her and it is as though transforming or frozen into the skies because of the piousness and the power of a pious woman. Because of the power of a genuine person, the power of a Devi and a Bhakt of Adi Shakti, Durga Devi Mata, Lord Surya couldn't even move. He stopped there and it is as though he was frozen in the skies. It is said she willed it that he will never move. And like the black tongue, like we say, like the goat mouth, like we say, from that moment, as much as he wanted to rise or not rise, he couldn't move. He was frozen into the skies. That is the power of a devotee. She looked up at Bhagwan Surya and she says, today you will hear my cry. How does she call out to him? Bhagavan Amiri Naiya Us Paar Laga Dena. Today the world will have to stop if it must, but my husband not going to die. He could have yelled at me. He could have told me he hate me. He could tell me he don't like me. But he is all I live for. And my husband not going to die. The woman could be angry with you. The wife could tell you everything in the world. But take away your husband now. You go see trouble there. She says, you are not going to take my husband. She looked up into the skies and she says to all the gods, and especially you, Surya, you will never rise. And if you want to help the situation, then help me first. And how does she call out? Bhagavan meri naiya us paar laga dena. Bhagavan meri. She says, you know what? Today I want back my husband. And nobody comes. Somebody bring back my husband. He is not going to die. And nobody listens to her. And she says, nobody listen? Well, okay. Surya, you freeze right and you will never move. I will not allow you to break the shrap I will put on you. They always say, you must never tempt a devotee of God. When people love God, don't get them vexed. Because if a devotee holds on to a murti of Devi Mata and say, Maya, I love you, and you do something to upset them and they look at you with a bad eye, or they look at you and tell you, hey, you know what? Because you stopped me, this is going to happen. Because of the devotion for God, it can happen. Never break the heart of a devotee of God. Never hurt so much a devotee of God who is praying with intensity that when they look at you, they say, by the divine Lord, I command that this will happen to you because you have broken my heart and my will. Friends, never hurt a devotee of God. She says the sky will stop, but today, Surya, you will freeze. And he froze. He couldn't move. And while he couldn't move, listen, my friends. Sambhava hai janjhaton mein. In my moment of anxiety, in my moment of stress, in my moment of pain and suffering, I want the world to remember me. Do not forget me. मैं तुमको भूल जाओ. Even you, Mahadev, पर नाटक भी तुम भी मुझको न बुला देना. You will not stop me today. Listen. भगवान मेरी नया उस पार लगा देना. अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना. दल बल के साथ माया जिरे जो मुझे आकर प्रभु जी. दल बल के साथ माया जिरे जो मुझे आकर तू देखते ना रहना जत आग बचा ले. तुम देव मैं पुजारी, तुम इष्ट मैं उपासक शिव जी. तुम देव मैं पुजारी, तुम इष्ट मैं उपासक. ये बात अगर सच है, सच कर दिखा देना. It is said, my dear friends, she begged into the skies, somebody help me, but nobody will help her. So you know what? The sun will never rise, nobody will help her. So she waits and she puts down her husband for a moment. She takes a 5-minute rest. And after the rest, she then decides now that she will get up and take him to the mandir. And she took him to the mandir and she walked in. And when she walked in, night has dawned. The sun will not rise. The night is about to pass. But the night isn't finishing because the sun wouldn't rise. The place is still dark. It is like the day has come, but the place is still dark. And then suddenly one pujari comes out and the pujari says, "Are Maya, something is wrong with this place. How come the sun isn't coming out? Look at the time." If you go to sleep and you wake up and the place is still dark, and 9 o'clock in the morning place dark, and 10 o'clock place dark, you can say, "But what's going on here?" The day is not coming no matter what. So a whole period passed, a whole day passed, a cycle. Night come back again, the sun didn't come out. A second day come, the sun didn't come out. People started to get worried because we need sunlight for many things. We need the sun for vitamins on the body. We need the sun to repair ourselves. We need the sun for the plants so that we can get food. We need the sun for every single thing in the world. The animals need sun. Every single thing needs sunlight. If the sun cannot move, the solar system will become disoriented. If the sun cannot move, gravitational fields and forces will be messed up. Every single thing will be messed up. If the sun doesn't come, a festival can't begin. Every festival begins with a sunrise. If the festival don't begin, nobody will do puja. If nobody does puja, the devatas can't get an offering because sunrise cannot start the festival for them to get offerings to go to the skies. Everything becomes messed up because the sun can't rise. While everything will be messed up, listen. Bhagavan miri naiya. If you want the sun to move, Bhagwan, you yourself have to come young here. Because if my husband die, all hell break loose. Which wife stands up with her husband through thick and thin? On the day of the wedding ceremony, when the vows are read, on the last vow, the wife says to the husband that I will stand with you through thick and thin, sickness and in health, for rich, poor, in good times and in bad times. 1 month after, what happened there? Everything changed. Everything got wrong side after that. Which wife stands on the side of their husband to support? When you have that, appreciate it. When you have that, love it. When you have them, love them. Many men are taking their wife for granted. And I know the men probably say, he picked wife tonight, boy. Don't worry, have a night for husband too. But when the wife stands pious as a woman, the home prospers. Remember, she's the Lakshmi of the home. It prospers. What is about to happen? She begs. Nobody listens. 2 days pass and the sun didn't rise. 3 days pass and the sun didn't rise. Lord Agni is in the sky and he says, but I don't know, nobody calling me to do Havan. Because the festival can't start. Sunrise has to begin the festival. Lord Indra is in the heavens and the gods are starting to come now. Indradev, we're not getting food. Nobody doing Havan. Nobody feeding us. Nobody is praying to us. Something is wrong. And Indradev decides to look down on the earth. And what does he see? He sees now a mother sitting in the mandir. She has a husband next to her. And she's holding on to the husband. And then he understands that something is wrong. He leaves the skies and he comes down now to find out what is about to happen. So he comes down to the spot where she is. And while he's there, he's about to speak to her. And he wants to tell her. He comes down close by and he says, Devi, I want to tell you something. You cannot hold back the world because of your husband. She says, well, I'm telling you that my husband will not die. So you do the rest. Is either you make my husband live after the sunrise, otherwise I will not break that shrap and take back my word. And my piousness is so much that nobody will dare stand against my word when it comes to Surya. So Lord Indradev, he stands in front of her He says, but Maya, the sun has to rise. She says, well, make sure my husband live. He doesn't know what to do. Because when a word is given, you cannot take it back. When people give a word, you cannot take it back. When you give your word, you cannot take it back. Remember that line of Ramayana? Raghu kularete sada chaliyaye prana jaye var vachan na jaye. Very rare you'll find people tell you something and stand up to their word. Very rare people will come up to you and help you. Very rare people will tell you, I will help you, and they will literally come. Very rare you'll find people stand up to say, I'm going to do something, and they actually do it. Very rare. When you find people like that, they are wise. Treasure them. Cherish them. Love them. Today, Bhaktas, while she's there, a third day goes, and a fourth day goes, and a fifth day, and she says, I will not let the sun rise unless somebody do something. 5 and 6 and 7 and 9 days have come, and with 9 days no sunrise. Animals, they are starving. Animals, they are tired, they are hungry. The plants are dying and withering because there's no sunlight. And while everyone is falling down gradually, the air cannot be purified because the sun even charges the air for people to breathe, and the air is becoming impure, so people are falling down one by one. And while they cannot keep up themselves, the 9 days come, and Lord Indra and all the gods of the skies, they come down and they said to her, listen, we will do what it takes to help you. A word has been pronounced by a guru that your husband will die. Let it happen, please. We are begging you, let your husband die. But we promise you, we will get a new husband for you. Gajananda Swami ki! You will get a new husband. How many people want a new husband? Hey. I know some of you sitting here in your mind, you're probably saying, that's true? I could get a new husband? Baba, tell me more. Shri Ram. Sita Devi one day in the forest. Sita Devi was walking in the forest, and she looked at Bhagavan Shri Ram with love, and she just staring at him. And the Lord looked at her. But he saw something else. She is staring at him because she loves the Lord. And he is looking into her eyes. And while he's looking into her eyes, he's just seeing her whole life. Oh God, I feel so sorry for her. He walks up to her. And he says, Devi, I know why you're staring at me, you know. I'm sorry I let you down. Prabhu, let me down? How you let me down? Sita Devi, the day I got married to you, I promised you to make you happy. And I brought you in a nice big palace, and you had servants to serve you, and you had everything you could think about. And your whole life made a 360 in one night. You had to change all the jewelry you had. You had to walk in the forest with me, barefoot too. You couldn't get food to eat for days. We had to sleep on the ground. You thought you was going to have a nice grand life with me, and look at your life. Devi, I'm sorry for being a disappointment. I'm sorry. Do you want to have a next husband? And she looked him in the eyes and she says, what are you thinking and talking about? I'm looking at you because I admire the strength that you have, that even whatever situations come before you, you know how to work around it and just make it good. That's why I'm staring at you. He says, oh, I thought you were looking at me because you're thinking, well, you know what, I should get a next husband. Listen. Kandarpa aganita amita chabinavat nila nirada sundaram patapita manahu tarute ruchi suchi nami janaka sudavaram Shri Ram Ram Shri Ram Hanuman. Everybody. walked up to the Lord and she stared him in the eye, he says, so you mean you were not thinking about the bad things and you wish you had somebody else? And she walked up to him, and it is said, out of a paste that she made from some leaves, Sira Mukuta Kundala Tilakacharu Udara Anga Vibhushanam Achana Bhuja Sarachapadhara Sangama Jitta Karadushanam Shri Ram. Friends and bhaktas, that day she says to the Lord, I will never trade you for anything in the world. Would you ever trade the people in your life? Would you ever trade your husband? So some of you might say, yeah boy, maybe. Would you ever trade your wife? If you could only see what I do see up here. Jai Bhagwan. Would you trade your children? Would you trade your brother? Would you trade your sister? Just remember, before you came into the world, Bhagwan showed you your whole life. And Bhagwan said to you, listen, when you go in the world, 5 years after, this will be your brother. That will be your sister. Your children will look like this. Are you okay with that? And you said, Bhagwan, yes, I am happy. I want her to be my wife. I want him to be my husband. I want her to be my daughter. I want him to be my son. We made the deal before we came here. And then when we come and we become egoistic about things of the world, then we say, I wish I never met you. Then we say, I wish I never knew you. Don't live that life, my friends. But like we have said in the beginning of the message, be grateful for the people in your life. Shri Ram, Ram, Shri Ram, Ram, Shri Ram, Ram. It is said, my dear friends, that day she spoke to Lord Indra after 9 days. And she says, let me tell you, I will not trade my husband for nobody in the world. They said, Devi, but let me tell you something. You need to understand that the way the world works, a guru put a shrap on your husband. He will have to go, Maya. Please understand. She says, okay, here's what. If you have to take away my husband with sunrise, then promise me that the person you will bring in my life must be exactly like my husband. Pious like him. Brahmana. Devoted to the deities like he would do. He would have a connection with me. He would be a person who will look at me. Yes, maybe he had his bad days, but he showed me love and contentment that today I could say I don't want to trade him for nobody in the world. If you could bring back somebody like that, no problem. And only because the gods wanted the sun to rise, they said, okay, Maya, tathastu. We bless you. We will have to take your husband, but we'll bring back somebody that is exactly like him in this world. We'll have to manifest him for you. So at that point, she says, well, okay, I will wait to see that personality. And while she stands there, she says, Surya, I break my word and my curse that I've put upon you. And as soon as she breaks the curse, Lord Surya feels as though he'd come out of some jail, of some cell, or some frozen point. And all of a sudden, the sun starts to rise. And while the sun will rise, Lord Surya Narayan Swami, for 9 days and 9 nights, while he would have been stuck there, he got a moment now to shine in the world. And while he's shining, Om Suryaya Namaha, Om Suryaya Namaha, Om Suryaya Namaha. As though somebody took a long sleep and they wake up and started to stretch now. It is said his rays started to shine on the earth. And everybody from the earth started to feel the beautiful warmth of the sun. And while they're feeling the warmth, Lord Surya is shining in the world. Suryaya Namah, Adityaya Namah. Suryaya Namah, Adityaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah. Suryaya Namah, Adityaya Namah. Suryaya Namah, Adityaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya. Everybody loudly. Om Namo Bhagavate Surya. You're learning a powerful mantra for the sun god. When you wake up in the morning and you see the sun rising, chant that mantra. You'll be re-energized. Every pore of your body will be re-energized. Your body will be filled with a different strength for the day because the sun will fill every core of your body. Loudly. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Nama. Bolo. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Nama. It is said, my dear bhaktas, on that day the sun started shining. And when the sun started to shine, it is now where as soon as the sun started to shine and it rise beautifully, the husband on his shoulder with all the energy, he just dropped like this. He just collapsed. Energy just left. And his soul started to travel. And his soul is starting to go up. And she's hurt. And she cries. Ujale jaba Raina basera Panchi sev duna jai. The trees could notice the sadness in the air. The sun is bright, but the atmosphere is sad. Koi na jane dardu kaseya Sab matalaba na koi Ambarani bahaye Tera taro bahar Malik kaisa tera. Such is the world. Koi roye, koi gaye. Some will smile, some will cry. The world is rejoicing, the sun has come back and they are laughing. And one day we is crying because she's lost the husband. Koi roye, koi gaye. But कैसा तेरा संसार मालिक कैसा तेरा. Such is the world. Some will cry and some will laugh. And you know what? She stood there and everybody's dancing and everybody's happy and her husband is there and it is as though he's melting into the earth. And she looks now, before he can even melt away, she looks at Lord Indra. Okay, come. I'm hurt. Where's my husband? And he says, wait a minute. And he sends a few of the gods throughout the world to span the entire universe. Search for somebody identical to her husband. We made a promise to her. And they're searching everywhere. And they're looking everywhere. Shraddha ki jyot ho, man mein na kota ho. At that point, with faith, with Shraddha, they're searching. Above in the air, they're looking at people. They're trying to find somebody to match the husband. And while they're searching, nobody could look like the husband. Nobody could look like the identical husband. If he looks maybe somewhat, the characteristics are different. The personalities are different. If they find the personalities, maybe he doesn't have a good value. Maybe he's not brahmana like she wanted. Maybe it's not something, is just not right. And they can't find the right person. And while they couldn't find the right person, they come back to her. They came back at that point. They said, Devi, we're having a little problem. We're not finding somebody to suit the eyes that you want to look for that personality. And she stops and she says, what? You are happy now, right? Everybody happy because the son came back. Then what next? When will I be happy? Sometimes be careful of the world. People will use you. Sometimes people will come and use you and they will tell you all kind of things just to get what they want. And when they get what they want, well, that's your business after. Be careful of the people who will use you. Be careful of the people in your life who will just take advantage of you. She says, are you going to take advantage of me and not give me anybody? Well, listen, I can put back the sun in a curse, you know. And before I do that, it's either two things. You find the person you said you're looking for, or you bring back my husband. and not having any option, he said, Maya, listen, you're too strong for us. If you curse back the sun, the whole world will go in darkness. So listen, Maya, all the gods come together and they circle the spot and they started to chant prayer and mantras. And while they're chanting their mantras, a light is building within them all. And the light will be filled and infused with the strength of all the gods. And they said today, Maya, this spark of light will bless you and it will bless your husband. Today, the world will know that both of you will not be any ordinary people. You'll not be any ordinary individual. You'll be divine people. Listen. Prema ki yagana ho, bhakti sadana ho. Your bhakti is powerful. When you pray, do you feel powerful? When you pray, how you feel? You know how to feel powerful? If you're praying and you pray like this, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. You feel anything? Om Namah Shivaya. Put power in your prayer. Put love in your prayer. Chant it loud if you must. You see me, I small but my mouth big only when I pray. If you know me out of the Singhasan, I'm quite, what do you say? Oh, no problem. When I sit here and it's for God, forget the whole world. Put your life into prayers. Put your life into God. Sing it out aloud and forget the whole world. That's when miracles happen. Prema ki yagana ho, bhakti sadana ho, man mein lagan ho to, Prabhu mil jayenge, Prabhu mil jayenge, Prabhu mil jayenge, Prabhu mil jayenge. श्रद्धा की जोत हो मन में न कोत हो श्रद्धा की जोत हो मन में न कोत हो करुणा का स्रोत हो तो प्रभु श्री आएंगे प्रभु श्री आएंगे प्रभु श्री आएंगे प्रभु श्री आएंगे प्रेम की अगर हो भक्ति सदन हो मन में लगन हो तो प्रभु मिल जाएंगे प्रभु मिल जाएंगे प्रभु मिल जाएंगे प्रभु मिल जाएंगे क्या बात हृदय में भाव हो अनुमय की चाव हो आराधन का गाव हो तो मन खिल जाएंगे मन खिल जाएंगे मन खिल जाएंगे मन खिल जाएंगे प्रेम की अगर हो भक्ति सगन हो मन में लगन हो तो कब मिल जाएंगे प्रभु मिल जाएंगे प्रभु मिल जाएंगे प्रभु मिल जाए That day, they didn't have a choice. They had to bring back the husband to life. All the gods came together and they then infused life into the husband. And all of a sudden, while the life is coming back, she says, listen, before he comes back 100%, he was sick. He had leprosy. His body wasn't well. But today, because you have to bring him back in the world, I want him renewed with strength. I want him to be strong. And she's a pious mother. That light shoot in two directions and gave them all the blessings and the help that they need. And the gods them said, today, you as a husband will be called Aarti. Your name will be great in the world and you'll be known as Aarti Rishi. And you, Maya, you'll be mother of all the mothers. You will live for ages and ages, and you will teach the world. And you will teach mothers. And more so, we're giving you back renewed strength. Because you know why? Because a day will come in the age of Treta Yuga where you will have to teach the world. And you'll have a special person to speak to. Who will it be? On one particular day, my friends. It is said while this mother along with Aarti, she sits in their little kutia, coming into the forest and walking beside them. They saw three individuals. Bhagwan Shri Ram, Lakshmana, Sita Devi. And when the three of them walked into the ashram, this mother walked up to Sita Devi and says, Devi, I have been blessed and I've been told that one day you will come to meet me. Do you treat your husband nice? Today I will teach you of the duties of a wife towards your husband. And Sita Devi puts her hands together and she says, I've come to meet you because I've heard you're the great Annasuya Maya. And you are the one who teaches the world how to live. You're the one with a powerful motherly love, care and instinct. And today I will take the lessons. To those who know that chapter of Ramayana, a whole chapter in Ramayana, Annasuya Maya speaks to Sita Devi and tells her how to treat Bhagwan Shri Ram while they were in the forest. प्रेम की अगन हो, भक्ति शरण हो, मन में लगन हो तो हो प्रभु मिल जाएंगे, 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 प्रभु मिल जाएंगे. वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की. She was given a gift that day. And in turn, she was called Annasuya Maya. She had a powerful role in Ramayana. She had to live for ages to wait for the Lord Shri Ram to come because she wanted to bless her eyes with Sita Devi and she wanted to be the one. It is said this was one of the only Devis who could have sat down with Sita Mata, speak to her, give her blessings and love and say, Maya, love your husband. If your husband or if the husbands, listen tonight, if the husband lives a good life, half of the good blessings of the husband falls upon the wife. If the wife lives a good life, all the blessing go on the husband. So you know what I mean? Treat your wife nice. Shikadananda Swami ki Jai. This is where we end our message. In this night, the first night of our beautiful Devi Yagya, it is said Annasuya Maya was known as a Devi amongst all the Gurumas of that part because of her strength, her sacrifice, her piousness and her love for her husband. At this time, my Bhaiji Panditji has completed Havan Puja. Let us all stand for beautiful Aarti. निषेधना तुमको जावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी निषेधना तुमको जावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी अरे सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी सुपारे ध्वजा नारियल पान सुपारे ध्वजा नारियल अरे पान सुपारे ध्वजा नारियल ले तेरे बेत चराया ले तेरे बेत चराया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी सुवाचोल तेरे अंग विराजे सुवाचोल तेरे अंग विराजे सुवाचोल तेरे अंग विराजे केसर तिलक लगाया केसर तिलक लगाया सुन मेरी देवी पर पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी ब्रह्मा वीर परे तेरे द्वारे ब्रह्मा वीर परे तेरे द्वारे ब्रह्मा वीर परे तेरे द्वारे शंकर जाल लगाया शंकर जाल लगाया दुर्विधि देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया दुर्विधि देवी पर्वतवासिनी ऊंचे पर्वत बांधो दीवारा ऊंचे पर्वत बांधो दीवारा ऊंचे पर्वत बांधो दीवारा नीचे शहर बसाया नीचे शहर बसाया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी दानु भगतमय तिरुगुण गाये दानु भगतमय तिरुगुण गाये दानु भगतमय तिरुगुण गाये मनवांचित फल पाया मनवांचित फल पाया सुनमेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पार न पाया सुनमेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी दुम दुर्गा लं 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 ललिता 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 अम्बा जय जगदम्बा अम्बा 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 अम्बा जय जगदम्बा ओम जय त्वं देवी चामुण्डी जगुतार्ति हारिणी जय सर्वगते देवी कालरात्रि नमोस्तुते स्वामीनाथा सच्चिदानंदा जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा स्वामीनाथा सच्चिदानंदा जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा तेरे बच्चे स्वामी हम सब है तेरे बच्चे स्वामी तू है हमारा विधाता स्वामी नाथा तू है हमारा विधाता स्वामी नाथा सच्चिदानंदा जय गुरुदत्ता स्वामी नाथा त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेवं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेवं ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। जय जय सीताराम। आसन लीजिए,